She was a world-famous model, draped in diamonds, flying in private jets, and living in palaces most people only dream of. Christina Estrada had it all. But behind the luxury was a woman trapped, silenced, sidelined, and betrayed by the man she trusted most. After more than a decade of marriage, he secretly married another woman and thought Christina would stay quiet. He underestimated her because Christina didn't just walk away. She came back with vengeance. And what happened next shocked the world. So how did she turn betrayal into one of the most dramatic victories over a Saudi billionaire, Walid Jufaili? The answer will leave you speechless. Let's uncover the full story on Empire Elegance. Christina Estrada was once a famous model who traveled to exciting places and met many important people. But her life changed even more when she married Walid Jufaili, a Saudi billionaire. Their marriage lasted 13 years, and during that time, Christina lived a life many people only dream about. It was a life full of glitter, gold, and endless luxury. Walid Jufaili was one of the richest men in the world. He owned many huge homes, private jets, and yachts. When Christina married him, she stepped into a world filled with wealth and beauty. They flew on private airplanes whenever they traveled, never needing to wait in lines or sit with strangers. The couple's homes were like castles. One of their most famous houses was a giant chalet in Gstaad, Switzerland. This chalet had several floors built underground. There was also a special parking area that could hold up to 16 cars. Inside the chalet, the walls were decorated with rare and precious stones. One wall was made from quartz, which was brought all the way from Afghanistan. Another special room underground was a spa, where the walls were covered in amethyst, a purple stone that was Christina's birthstone. This made the place feel very personal and special to her. Christina and Walid loved to travel the world together. They visited famous cities like London and Beverly Hills. They went to parties where celebrities gathered, and they shopped for beautiful art and antiques. Their huge home in London was filled with priceless paintings, sculptures, and old treasures from many different countries. They spent a lot of time finding the perfect pieces to make their house a true work of art. But that's not all. Christina often received expensive gifts from Walid. For her 46th birthday, she was given diamond jewelry worth about $1 million. When Christina turned 50, the celebration was even grander. She had a huge party at a luxury resort in Abu Dhabi. 200 guests came to celebrate with her. The fireworks that lit up the night sky during the party cost $1 million. The bright colors and loud booms made the night unforgettable for everyone there. Despite all the parties, fancy gifts, and travels, Christina said that her life was not only magical, but also very lonely. She was kept in a golden cage, surrounded by wealth, but feeling very isolated. The glitter and glam hid the fact that she was closely controlled and separated from the world outside. This side of her life was much harder than anyone could imagine. Christina first met Walid in 2000. At that time, he was still married to someone else. But soon after, he divorced his first wife and married Christina. Over the next decade, their life together was like a fairy tale for many, filled with royal treatment and endless riches. Private jets took them anywhere they wanted to go. Yachts carried them across the seas, and their homes were decorated with the finest things money could buy. The High Court judge described their life as an exorbitant standard of living. This means they lived way beyond what most people could even dream of. Their world was one of grand houses, shiny yachts, and glittering parties. But for Christina, it was also a place where she felt trapped, living behind walls made of gold and jewels. Yet, behind this fairy tale, a shocking secret was about to change everything. In 2012, while still married to Christina, Walid secretly married a young Lebanese model named Loujain Adada. She was just 25 years old. In Saudi Arabia, where Walid was from, the law allows a man to have up to 4 wives. So, even though he was still married to Christina, he could marry Loujain without breaking the law. But what made this worse was that Christina didn't know about this second marriage. 2 years after marrying Loujain, Walid divorced Christina quietly under Islamic law in Saudi Arabia. He never told her about the divorce. For Christina, this was a huge shock. After 12 years of marriage, her life was suddenly changing without warning. The news of Walid's secret marriage and the quiet divorce became a sensational scandal. Christina decided to fight back. She wanted a divorce settlement that would let her keep living the luxurious life she was used to. She asked for a huge amount of money, £196 million to cover her needs. This included 2 fancy houses, a large wardrobe filled with beautiful clothes, and 5 cars. Christina's demands were extraordinary. She asked for £40,000 a year just to buy a fur coat and £109,000 for dresses. She also wanted a travel budget of £2.1 million every year, including almost £600,000 to fly on private jets and £247,000 to stay in the most expensive hotel suite at the Paris Ritz for a whole week. In court, Christina told the judge, "I am Christina Estrada. I was a top international model. I have lived this life. This is what I am accustomed to." She wanted the court to understand that her lifestyle was not just a choice, but a way of life she had worked for and deserved to keep. Her list of yearly expenses was eye-popping. She wanted £55 million for a new home in London, £4.4 million for a country house in Henley, and over £1 million just to buy clothes. She also asked for money to pay staff, maintain her homes, rent a yacht for 2 weeks, buy face creams, sunglasses, handbags, watches, and even suitcases. The total was so big, it seemed almost unbelievable. Walid's lawyers said that his fortune was not as large as Christina claimed. While some said he was worth around £8 billion, Walid's side said his net worth was about £113.8 million. Walid was very sick during the court case. He could not come to London because he was getting cancer treatment in Zurich. Walid's lawyers said he was a fair man who had tried to offer Christina a comfortable lifestyle for the rest of her life. But they also said Christina's demands were extraordinary and much higher than needed. In 2016, after a long battle, Christina was awarded £53 million in cash from the court. But when you add other assets she had already received, her total settlement was worth about £75 million. This was one of the biggest divorce settlements ever given in the UK. It meant Christina could spend about £2.5 million every year. However, just 2 weeks after the court ordered Walid to pay this huge amount, he passed away. Walid died from cancer while still in Zurich. Because he was very sick, Christina had asked the court to move the hearing date earlier. If the court had waited longer, she might not have received any money at all. His death made the payment slower to come, but she was still set to receive her settlement once his affairs were settled. After the divorce, Christina began a new chapter in her life. She was no longer just a billionaire's wife. She became a symbol of strength, revenge, and reinvention. One way she showed this was through her beautiful home in Beverly Hills, California. Christina's house is an amazing Italian-style villa that was built in the 1930s but has modern luxury. The home is located in one of the best neighborhoods in Beverly Hills, called the Flats. Her villa is huge, almost 9,000 square feet, with 7 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms spread across the main house and a separate guest house. The house is fully furnished. The front door opens into a grand entryway with a hand-painted ceiling and a sparkling crystal chandelier. Inside, there is a big dining room with a table that can seat 12 people and a cozy living room with a fireplace. There's also a bright kitchen filled with the best appliances and a family room that opens to a beautiful outdoor terrace. Upstairs, the master bedroom has its own fireplace, a huge walk-in closet, and a fancy marble bathroom. Outside, the backyard is fully fenced and private. There is a swimming pool, a spa, and even a guest house with its own kitchen and living space. The villa also has a garage for 5 cars. Christina's home is a mix of old Hollywood charm and modern comfort, showing how she has rebuilt her life on her own terms. In 2025, Christina put this stunning Beverly Hills home on the market for $26 million. Selling this house was another step in her new life journey, moving forward, making changes, and finding new ways to live beyond the golden cage she once knew. Christina's story is far from over. After years of living in a world of wealth, parties, and secrets, she has fought hard to claim her freedom and her future. What happened after the divorce is just the start of her incredible journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to Empire Elegance and hit the notification bell for more powerful stories about the lives and legacies of the world's most influential figures. Thanks for watching.